Hey, good afternoon, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding area. I'm here with my partner in crime. We won't say what we're going to be doing today, but
Well, we'll do
we'll
something.
do something, right? And Dave, you want to tell them about your last name and everything?
All right, David Balchunis, brand new New Hampshireite, totally official today. No more mass license, no more mass registration. The car's registered here, New Hampshire license today.
Yeah. And this is like a new journey for you.
Oh, it is. Big adventure.
Yeah, and you like adventures?
I love adventures.
No, do you ever see the trouble? If we don't have these new adventures, then we get bored.
Well, I agree. That's me too.
Yeah.
Even like, with routines, I know people, they're in the same routine.
Yeah.
I'm not one for
Oh,
routine.
I can't do the. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't do the same routine. Maybe at home or going grocery shopping or something. Scott, you want to check this out? But we're here. We're going to be talking about anything and everything you guys want to talk about.
That's
We'll leave
right.
it up to you guys. We'll probably do another reading and see what's going on around the people if they want to have a reading done. Whew, hold on, one breath.
That's right. We're all prepared for readings.
Yep.
Psychic cards, tarot cards, crystal ball.
My numerology cards.
Yep.
Jumping down. I am so. And one of the things I'm going to talk about today is all this stuff that's coming out.
Ah,
They all talk about how bad it is, and it is bad.
it is bad.
Let's do something about it.
Everybody, I know. One thing, and don't be complacent. I don't care party affiliation, Democrat, Republican, and whatever party affiliation your elected officials are. Call them. Let them know how you feel about what's going on. Some of this crap is unacceptable.
Yeah.
it-
And that's but if you people all sit there and yeah, it's okay, we can't change it, but we
Right,
can.
yes, you can. And how? And as they say, all politics is local. And so call them.
Yeah.
You got two senators down in D.C. that are always telling you about the wonderful job they're doing. Call them and let them know.
Oh, I tell them that on Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
And I call them too. Because they're not serving our country. They're not serving the state of New Hampshire. They're serving their own egos.
That's all they are.
And folks, I don't know if you're happy with the prices of gas going up. Oh, Dave and I, we hit on that. All
That's
the
right,
time.
all the time.
Almost $3 a gallon now.
That's right.
And
it started in a little over a month. It's gone up. Just next town south, 60 cents in a month.
Yeah. Well, Scott and I were sitting there last week waiting for the bus. And
Yeah,
it
saw
went
that.
up. You're sitting there watching, wow, It's going to come to a point where people have to make a choice. Buy food or pay for gas to go to
Good
work.
work. It's
And
sad.
if you try to buy food, then you probably you make too much money to get what they call food cards or food stamps or whatever.
EBT cards.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and what I find interesting is that I get accused of being on the what do you call it, EBT?
Yeah.
Card.
EBT card.
Never had one. Don't want one. As long as I'm independent.
Yeah.
And I
That's
can
why I
make
don't
money.
have any of that.
The one guy who was a friend of mine said, "Well, you must do very well," because he said, I said, "How do I do well?" He said, "You must get Section 8."
Oh yeah.
And now that I go, no, what I have, I earn.
That's right.
I'm not going to depend on the government. One time I applied for it, and just for how it's been over 12 years since I heard from them.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? As long as I can walk, talk, and raise hell, then I can support myself.
That's right.
So how do you like your new apartment?
I love my new apartment. It's for those of you on the World Wide Web who's ever watching. Let's expand the horizon here, right?
Yep.
I love it. It's it's good, decent sized apartment. It's one bedroom. It's brand new, 2 apartment buildings, brand new. So I'm the first occupant, which is kind of nice. But you walk in, it's big kitchen with it's got a, what do you call it? Like a island,
Right.
kitchen
Yeah.
island, bigger than this, a little bigger than this table and stuff. I got a couple of stools for it, tons and tons and tons of kitchen cabinets. I could hide people in them. There's so much
Ooh.
space.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So we could have we could be a cannibal and
There you go. We could even do hide and seek there.
yeah, that sounds interesting.
And and then it's like the living area. That's a decent area.
Yeah.
And then you keep going. There's a nice little balcony, which I never. First place I'm living that I've got a balcony, and then off to the left a big bathroom, big new bathroom, and nice sized bedroom, and the back because it's for 62 and over. So the bathroom and the bedroom have cords you pull in case.
Oh, that's cool. Huh?
You need help.
Yeah. Well, it can always comes in handy.
Yeah.
How's
that's
your
true.
kitty cat like it?
Oh, the cat loves it. Fred, my cat Fred.
Yeah.
He loves it. Even he'll sit in front of the door for the balcony. Even if I have to open it, he'll go out sometimes. He just puts his front paws on the balcony right back in, but
Well, you don't want to
Yeah.
get his paws cold.
that's it. I know. That's right.
We have a cat that's an indoor-outdoor cat. And,
Mhm.
even at 2 o'clock in the morning when he decides he wants to go out, we leave the door open for him to come
Yeah,
around,
good, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he comes and goes as he
Well,
wants.
see,
You
that's-
cannot take a cat that has been in and out all its life,
Right,
kinda-
right.
You have for trouble that way.
Yeah.
Do you want another cat?
Well, no, Fred doesn't like other cats.
Oh,
When I
okay.
got him, I had another cat. I got him to be a buddy for my this other cat that I had, and it's the funniest thing. Fred would try to be the boss or take over. My other cat's name was Iggy, and you could see Fred staking him out. He'd go to make one move. This cat Iggy would give him such a swat, and that would be the end of it. For like a few weeks. So yeah, he doesn't like other cats.
My big boy, I know if we got another cat or a dog, he would not be around that much.
Yeah,
Since my dog died a year ago, big boy now he comes up and he lays down beside me on the
Oh, yeah.
couch, and at night he goes to sleep with Scott.
And Fred, well, he sleeps with me practically every night, but it's the funniest thing when I was just leaving to come get you. You got to see it. The bed's made, but you see a lump under the covers. He gets up under the comforter. You see a big lump on
He's
the
going
bed.
he's going to be comfortable.
Yeah,
Well, that's like
exactly.
my son and daughter-in-law. They babysat my granddaughter's a beagle,
Mm-hmm.
and let me tell you, that dog is so spoiled. It has her barking time, and they
Oh,
have
wow.
a shade up where she can look out the window, and when they give her treats, and she loves her nightgown when she goes to sleep.
Wow.
They cover her up when she goes under the blanket. And had they not taken that dog, my granddaughter had not gotten that dog, I would not be alive today.
Wow.
It was full of ticks and all that other
Oh,
stuff.
really?
It had Lyme disease and all that.
Oh, wow.
See, and animals know,
They do.
and they appreciate it. How old is your cat?
My cat is 10.
Okay.
But, they know when you're sick because when you are, whatever it is, when you're ill for anything, right? They stick around you like glue. They know something's up with you.
Well, my mother used to say that if you're sick, the cat will lay near you and take all your bad energy away,
there
your
you go.
sickness or whatever. And then they say, and I know it used to be saying, don't let a cat sleep in your baby's bed because of breath or whatever. These
Right.
old wild tales.
My mother used to say that. That's
Yeah.
right. It'll steal the baby's breath.
Yeah,
I
you
remember
know.
that.
And people would literally believe it. But
Right.
I also used to believe in my foster mother. If mother were like my foster mother, I was truly blessed.
Yeah.
Now, I went out, I used to put the pussy willows.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
If you put them under the stove, you have kitty cats. So I went and I cut some off. I said, what? And I put them under the stove and every
Love
day.
it.
Then she says, well, you got to color them. So I'd color. And every day, then, But, and
And did they ever turn into a kitty?
No.
Aw.
But that's all right,
Aw.
See, and that's the thing today. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of communication with children today, and that's the sad part. Okay?
Very sad.
You can't. Everything has to be a reality check, or it's not worth it. He's got to put his pants back on, folks. But Matt and I used to say Matt would take. Yeah, we're sitting there. We put his pants on the side. People. But and please. Remember the days when your parents were sharing with you, having fun with you. Pass it on to your children.
Exactly.
You know, I look over at the park and I feel so sad. You know, you see the kids out there and they wear the mask and their eyes look so sad. You know, and all I can think of is someone in a concentration camp.
It's a scam, Matt.
Yeah.
They tell you masks protect you, but yeah, if masks protect you, this is what gets me. If masks are so protective, I never wear a mask unless I absolutely have to, and I don't cover my nose with it.
No.
Like yesterday, I'm in where I live, no mask, and there's a lady with a mask on. The elevator comes down, and just the way with the tone too. Oh, you don't have a mask on. You can ride alone. Just like that,
Yeah.
you know. So I looked at him and I just told her, I said, you know, I says you shouldn't live in fear. I says, you know, I says living in fear isn't living, my dear. And just as I said it, I loved it. The elevator door closed and off I went.
Yeah, good.
But you know, hey,
When my daughter-in-law, because she both have had, my son and my daughter-in-law both have had that virus, so out of respect, I wear a mask in her car.
oh yeah,
And when I go to Market Basket, I wear the mask.
oh well, yeah, I do
You
it
know.
market
And
basket.
you
Yeah,
ever look at, and if you go into the, say like you're going shopping and you're wearing the mask, look into the people's eyes and the sadness in the eyes.
it is. It is. Well, it just, I'm telling you, this whole thing, people, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Bull. It's, you know, social distance, keep 6 feet apart. Why? Because they don't want strangers communicating with strangers. I'm telling you. Because
They're
they
afraid
don't
that-
want the exchange of ideas.
And then they're afraid that the American people are going to rebel.
Well, they're going to anyway.
Yeah.
They're going to anyway with the way
That's
things are
not that
going
far away.
today. It's
Well, look what happened in Texas.
I know, huh?
You know, I'm going to applaud Biden. Okay, for all the Biden, let's have a round of applause for all your Biden supporters and all these people that are
Yay!
creating all this havoc, and you know, Biden may go down next week to see what's going on with the children, and then they reopen the cages for the kids.
I know, that's right. They get the kids in cages now, but no mention. No mention.
No, but you know and that's one thing about Trump. I truly believe if Trump, well, what the water pipe, the oil would still be open anyway.
Right.
And now they found all kinds of holes in the border walls.
Right,
And
yeah.
all the machinery are sitting there doing absolutely nothing. We're not protected. But you damn well
That's
can
the
believe
plan.
that Biden and them, they're protected.
Well, they got what? 20,000 troops down there.
Are they still
You got
there?
that right there. Yeah. They said till mid-March.
Yeah.
They said
know.
till mid-March. It,
And now they want to have that go.
Excuse me.
I just read here, and I'm going to talk to Gary, my friend Gary. Hopefully he'll make it in. New Hampshire want to pass a law that they can have an abortion up to 24 weeks or longer. That's murder.
it is murder. Abortion, excuse me.
Yeah.
Abortion is murder. It's got its own heartbeat. And everybody says, no, it's not a life. It's not a life. Yes, it is, because it was just, I forget what news I was watching. Just the other day, somebody got arrested for murdering a female that was something like 8 or 12 weeks pregnant. 2 charges of murder. So
Yeah.
it's either it's a life or it isn't a life. You can't have it both
Yeah.
ways.
And that's a hypocritical type thing, you know. And what I do see in the end of all this tribulation that we're going through right now, that's going to be a big, big victory.
It is going to be a big, big victory, and people are going to be so filled with bliss with the outcome. They're not going to believe it, but they can't be complacent.
No, you got to fight back. This Sunday, some kind of a conservative program, Trump's going to be there, and they invited Pence, but Pence declined.
Oh, CPAC or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And Pence declined.
Yeah.
I would be embarrassed too if I was him.
I would too. They might have booed him. You never know. So
Of course they would have.
he's just saving face. You can't really blame him.
No.
I mean, would I
Well,
would I
if he
want to
hadn't
take an
done what he did-
invitation if people are going to throw tomatoes at
I
me?
would've.
I'd be running the other way. No,
Yeah.
thank you.
Then did you watch that parade they had, the President's Day parade down in Florida with Trump?
No, I didn't. I
Oh
didn't see
my
it.
God! You should have seen the supporters out there. And
Really?
he drove by.
I heard
waving to
about it. I
people.
didn't
Oh
see
my
it. Yeah.
God. they do not celebrate the President's Day anymore.
No, I know. Well, it's the what is it? Cancel culture. So
Yeah. You know,
yeah, really.
you know,
And you know, when this year they didn't celebrate President's Day because we don't have one.
no. Well, we could have celebrated Trump.
Well, that's true.
I put on Facebook, who was the 16th president that helped us free the slaves that died while we were trying to? Not one person responded that.
You're kidding. Wow.
You know who it
That's
is?
sad.
Yeah.
That is sad.
And they won't admit it.
They won't. It's sad. I know.
I try. Everybody says, "Well, I'm not very spiritual if I'm not following the Democratic way." I don't have to be following parties yet. I can follow my own and still be spiritual.
You're right. I mean, follow the spiritual way as being spiritual. You know, these people
Has
that come
nothing
out
to do
with
with
this.
it, because they know that they're in
Garbage.
the wrong.
I mean, to say that if I don't follow this,
Yeah.
I'm not spiritual. Whoa,
Well,
wait a
if you
minute.
disagree with us, you can text us. You can call us. Area code 603-640-3091. You can just be nice and no name calling. You can, you know. But if you don't agree with us, that's okay. If you agree with us, that's okay. If you want to read it, give us a call. We'll be very happy to read it. We'll do that in a
Yeah.
positive way, I promise.
Oh, always. How can you go wrong with a reading? I mean,
You know. But I do see a lot of changes come. I also see they're going to try to push another third virus shot.
they're not pushing any on me.
Not me either. I'm not going to. My very close relative had the second shot, and her mother had to go over and sit with her to see she would be okay.
Cut it out. Wow.
My doctor, who was a urologist, said that he had his second shot, and I was his last patient because he was feeling weak and tired. I said, "Oh my God, I hope he'll be all right." Well, you know.
Yeah.
You know. So what do you think? We'll go to that. We had a great time at Applebee's the last time we went.
We did have a great time at Applebee's. A lot of fun. Well, we always have
Yeah.
fun. Our auras just
Yeah.
meld and sort of
Yeah.
snowball to a lot bigger aura.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well-
You know, and I'm looking at a lot of positive energy in this room today.
And me, it's unbelievable. If people only knew, if they only knew, maybe it's so much they can feel it, who's ever watching.
Yeah.
But there's tons of it.
Oh yeah.
It's
we are.
heavy.
After all the slamming we've done, we are going to be better. I'm seeing a big political change here in New Hampshire. Do you see where in Wyndham they proved that there was a lot of fraud going on in the voting?
300 votes didn't get counted. Naturally, we know a party got.
Yeah. And they will not
discounted.
look into it.
No, none of them will. You know, yeah, in a way, I don't blame them because if they do, there's going to be there'll be bloodshed on the streets if they do. That's why the Supreme Court said they wouldn't hear anything either. People would be out there hatcheting each other.
Yeah.
Really.
You know, in this state, folks, remember that in this state, we are blessed without the rioting so far. I don't really see it coming into New Hampshire, do you? You know, the rioting, Black Lives,
No.
Antifa and all that. I really don't. We're not, and first of all, we got too many
It's too
gun
cold
owners.
for them. It's too cold for
Right.
them.
And not only that, but we got a lot of gun owners in this.
Well, that's what it is. You don't need a permit to have a gun here. And
Nope.
they know.
And they just passed that law. You used to have a permit.
Oh,
to
really?
to carry a concealed weapon.
Yep, because when I moved up here, I went and asked the police. I told them, I says, I just moved up here from Mass. I have a license to carry.
Yeah.
I says, what's the procedure? He says, he just went like that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
My son still has a license to carry. He still renews it.
Well, I got my license today, my New Hampshire license, so now I want to get a New Hampshire gun permit. They're only $10.
Yeah.
And I think they're good for 5 years, but I think it's good in, 22 states or 24 states, so I'm going to get one.
But you know what? If the chief of police doesn't like the way you look or doesn't like you, he can say no.
I thought, no, New Hampshire is a will issue.
Yeah, but I mean, it used to be if the police officer didn't like you or the chief of police didn't
Well,
like you.
Mass is like that. Mass is like that still.
They charge you a lot of money to get your permit, don't you?
I think I paid. Well, I paid. I think it was $100, but like I got mine out of Lowell,
Yeah.
so Lowell even made you do extra training. So I had to do 2 things of training. So after I paid for the training and the permit, it was. I think it was like 350 or 400.
Oh, it's a money maker.
Yeah,
Just like these masks are money makers. What do you see
that
on
don't
TV?
work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, but they don't work.
Yeah. What do you see on TV? They got them with the filters in them. They got this. They got it now. They hang down
I seen
here.
people with them this morning like that.
Yeah.
With the
I'm
filter.
curious that how much of it goes to the person who makes it, or and it seems like all of a sudden all these masks are coming out in big production. You know that this is not something that happened overnight.
No,
You know that it's been planning on and planning on and planning on.
and if the masks worked,
Yeah.
just tell me if the masks worked. Answer me this: Florida versus California. Florida, we've been open for how many months now? Masks not required. California closed. Masks required. You couldn't go to a Sunday worship.
Yeah.
Look at the cases there. So I mean,
Well,
explain it.
why should they have to? Pelosi doesn't wear a mask.
Well, that's right. I know.
The governor doesn't wear a mask.
No, that's right.
And look at New York. What's going on in there? And all the stuff that's going in New York. I'm glad I live in New Hampshire. I'm glad I live in the New England area.
Yeah.
When you hear of all this stuff, and it makes me very blessed to have a place like this. The only thing I'm really concerned about, sooner or later, they're going to start censoring our freedom of free speech. And I've already been censored off Facebook.
They're out trying to do that with this Equality Act.
Yeah.
I mean, no gender. They always talk about how they believe in science, but yet they're going to disregard gender. So, do you believe in science or do you not? Again, you can't have it both ways.
No, I asked a guy what his sex was just for the heck of. He says he's asex. I go, oh, so what is it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G?
No, really. Or whatever you want.
You are who
Yeah.
you are. Why label it?
Exactly.
I'm happy who I am.
And me. And me.
Yeah,
I mean, God made me who I was supposed to be.
That's
just
right.
like He does for every single other person
And that's right.
on the planet.
I don't believe that God wanted us to change our bodies.
He gave you the body you're supposed to have. He gave you the mind you're supposed to have.
Well, sometimes I don't feel like I have a mind.
Well,
Sometimes
well, not having one is another story.
But that's it, If we follow the wisdom of the universe, would this be a better place? If we follow
Yep.
the spirit of love and passion
That's
and
right.
healing, because I believe that Mother Nature is really, really upset with
Well, I mean, when you think about it, what these politicians are doing, both sides, I'm talking politicians
Oh, yeah.
in one bucket, what are they trying to do to everyone when you think about it? They're trying to extinguish your soul.
Well, look at what
That's-
Mitch McConnell did. He betrayed everybody. But what's his name? What's his first name? Mike Pence?
Yeah,
He turned on us. And now they're all in hiding. I
They
do
are,
believe
yeah.
that we are going to get that stimulus check. I'm looking at more like in the middle of March. They had no choice.
Well, they don't have any choice, but I heard, you don't know what to believe.
No.
I hear there's so much disgruntled politicians over
yeah.
what's in this big bill.
Yeah. And I'll bet you every one of those legislators, like the Congress, and it said, I bet you they get that stimulus check.
Never mind, they don't need the stimulus
No.
check. They're getting what? They're getting, hold on, they're getting $2,000 a week. They don't
Yeah.
need a stimulus check.
And expenses.
That's right.
And they
I
only meet
forgot
one
about
day a
that.
week, right? One or 2 days a week, that's how they meet.
Yeah.
And I was always wondering, now, do you see where every former president has a full Secret Service around them?
Just for 3 years.
No, they passed a new law.
Really? I thought it was only
for the
for
rest of
3
their
years.
lives now.
Wow.
And their families. So Hunter can do whatever he wants to do, and I'm not judging him, that's not who I am. But he can do whatever he wants, and he'll get immunity.
Well, he already has. I mean, two-tiered system here. Let's
And they say
face it.
crime doesn't pay.
No,
Maybe we're the wrong
I was
people.
just thinking the same thing, Norm. Maybe
But
that's
you know
where we
what?
went wrong. We didn't, you know.
I have a conscience.
Well, I have a gun now, so. No.
I don't see well enough having a gun. I might shoot somebody else or myself, and I'm too pretty to do that, you know. But, you know, we've got to work on a way to make this country great again,
That's right.
you know. The other countries are literally laughing at us, folks. And they literally are laughing at us.
They are. But I keep saying May or June, something big's going to happen. Something big is going to happen. It's going to open up everybody's eyes. I'm
I actually
just
see
feeling it.
Pelosi actually crossing over in a very short time.
Wow.
And Maxine Waters is one of the biggest hatreds of white people.
She is. She is. She really is.
She
But
encourages
it's
the
all
black
right.
people to go and kill the whites.
And
That
the
direction.
and the conservatives,
Yeah.
I know, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what being radical, lefty,
right.
progressive is about.
Right. And if you go to in Tennessee, there's this one woman, the state senator, or one of them says it's okay to kill white people. They're encouraging it.
That's incredible.
Your politicians, you know, are encouraging it. I've been threatened. I had a bounty on my head for $50.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
For Jeff, that's it. 50
Yeah, for
bucks.
all $50. For a while, I didn't know if I should go out or not, you know. But I still take my morning. I love doing my morning. Some morning you'll have to come up.
I will. Well, it's getting warmer now,
Yeah.
so I will, because it's only about a 10-minute ride. I can
Yeah.
come up
I enjoy it around 6
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning. Between
with a
6
cup
and
of
7.
coffee and walk
Oh,
around.
no coffee till after.
Oh, all right.
And the reason why,
Okay.
because I don't want to go party while I'm getting
Oh,
ready
that's,
to go.
well, there's plenty of parked cars to go
Oh,
between.
yeah, open their windows up, right? You know. And people are, you know, and I look at the people, I meet a lot of people that are homeless.
Oh, it's sad.
And it's
It
sad.
is so
But yet,
sad.
a lot of them are happy. Believe it or not, they're happy living the way they are. And I said, why don't you go and live in the shelter? No. They're not going to be allowed. They're not going to have
Right.
someone to control their lives.
But you know, people like that, it's true. The ones that are happy, you know,
Yeah.
they have one over on a lot of people. You know why? Because they're in tune with their inner self.
Right.
That's
They're
all.
probably a lot happier than we are.
They could be. Well,
besides
I don't
being
know.
cold,
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty optimistic and jovial, and
but I mean, besides being cold and all that stuff. I see where they had a fire at one of the tents over here in the library. I don't know if someone got killed up. They had a big fire.
wow.
And my concern is, like that gentleman we saw sitting on the street there,
Yeah.
you know, what if they have the virus? Who takes care of them? What, do we let them run around without the test? Do we
Sure,
let them
why
spread
not?
it out, you know?
Sure.
You know, I've asked many people what happens with these people, like the city council people, or aldermen, alderperson, and I get no responses.
No, you won't get any responses because it's, you know, they probably, let's face it, they're probably not registered voters, so
Yeah.
they don't count.
Right,
They
right.
don't care.
You know, the only time you ever hear of anything like the drug problem or the homeless problem or when people are running for public office.
That's right. Right.
The
They're going to do
only
this.
time.
They're going to do this. Everybody. Oh, they're so tired of what's going on. They're so tired of what's going on. You know, of all these broken promises. These politicians have been lying to you and breaking promises for 40 years. Don't keep voting for the people that have been breaking promises and lying to you for 40 years. Vote for new faces. It's
That, you know,
simple.
No, I don't have the virus, folks. It's a
He
dry
doesn't.
in here.
He doesn't.
I just got that yesterday. Every time I go to the doctors, I have to get checked.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. And that's okay. But I will refuse to do the shots. I try to encourage
I'm
people.
not doing vaccines.
My biggest fear was when I went under, you know, having the surgical matter done.
Yeah.
Then tell me we gave you the shot.
Oh, yeah.
Then I would have sued them, but you know.
Well, you probably could have.
I
yeah.
actually saw my heart stopped. I went unconscious, unresponsive. I actually saw the white light.
Wow.
It was so cool. My mother says, "No, your job is not done yet." I didn't
There you
want
are.
them back.
There you go.
So you and I guess we're on that journey. That's
It,
like I also believe there's no coincidence or accident that you and I met. And we
I
met for it to
agree.
happen.
It was in no way. I agree. It wasn't.
Yeah. He keeps me out of trouble for a little while. But
Right.
actually,
A couple of hours every other
yeah.
week.
Oh yeah. But we have a lot of fun.
We do.
And I can be serious, and I try to bring positive, but the more I see the way this country. Do you see where Coca-Cola wants
Please.
to teach us to be less white?
Well, be less white. So what am I supposed to do? Blackface? I mean, it's
You can't do that either because
I
you
know.
go get
Well,
arrested.
I know.
Remember
I'm
Al
being facetious.
Jolson?
I know. But I mean,
Yeah.
be less white.
Yeah. How can
How,
I'd probably
how
be
can I
white.
be less? Well, I suppose I could get a tan.
Yeah.
But that won't happen until June.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm not going to let them artificial tanning.
I know.
But there is a point there. A lot of women will go out and they'll lay for hours getting suntans to get brown or whatever.
Yeah.
Why? Are they really that embarrassed to be white?
Did you ever see him? Though? I remember a friend of mine used to have a condo in Fort Lauderdale. I'd go down every winter and I'd stay for a month. That would be my vacation all year. I'd go from mid-January to mid-February. But you'd see these women there, I don't care how bad it sounds, these old ladies lying on the beach, right?
Yeah.
What tans they had. But if you look at their skin, it was like raisins because the sun had just so
Well, they get
dried
skin
it out.
cancer.
Oh,
And the sun rays are just as bad for you as the ultra rays that you get from artificial tanning. If you think about it, the rays from the sun.
yeah.
Trust me, I know. I fell asleep in Arizona.
Ooh. Wow. Oh, God, I couldn't imagine that.
And
Not
now
out
I
there.
have to be very careful not going out into the sun.
Falling
you
it.
know.
I'm surprised you didn't explode.
No, when I was in the hospital for a week.
Well, I can understand
And,
why.
and also I want to encourage people, you know what? Take your vitamins. I take B12, the natural.
Oh, I don't take vitamins, but I do try to plan what I eat to get vitamins. Although I do take herbs,
Yeah.
natural herbs. I take I don't know if I'm saying Pygium.
Yeah.
Pygium. That's to help prostate.
Yeah.
And then I take ginkgo biloba.
Yeah, yeah.
That's everybody says it doesn't work, but it does. It's to prevent stroke, and what it does is it thins your blood a little bit. So that's how you get stroke, is your blood is thick. Everybody says it doesn't work, but no, I've never had a stroke.
No.
So it must work.
Yeah. I'm going to go and buy that. Because I have a lot of. You can buy this stuff to help increase your memory.
Oh, that's
So I'm
right.
going to see
Yeah.
if that works.
Yeah.
At my age, I forget a lot of things.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I think the older you get,
Well, I'm
you
only
get this less
57,
space
yeah.
left. Huh?
Well, I'm only 57.
No, that's
Actually,
Right, so
I'm actually 38 when I should tell
Right.
you. But you know what? What is age? Age is only a number.
It is. It is.
And if I want to walk around, unfortunately I use a walker now. I mean, not a walker, a cane. But you know what? I'm not allowing myself to get sick if I can help it.
Right.
I had to have some major thing done. I got to go for a biopsy. And you know what? That's going to be okay. I'm
You bet.
allowing my body to heal.
Mm-hmm.
What we do, we take how do you pronounce it? Tarmac? How do you pronounce that, Scott? Tarmac? Yeah, turmeric.
Oh, I
yeah.
know what you mean.
Yeah,
Right,
and
I
put-
know what.
with
Right.
ginger and some kind of
Yeah.
fresh vegetables and different fruit, and we blend them all in.
Oh, wow.
And we drink that. It makes us feel better. And then I have a protein drink that I drink every other day.
Oh, my
too.
my friend in Quebec, he does that. He calls it, I think, creme wig or something.
Yeah,
He makes
yeah,
this
yeah.
concoction, creme
Yeah.
wig, with all that stuff in it, flaxseed oil and
Yeah.
this and whey and all
Well,
kinds of stuff.
But I also find that some people they want old and be over healthy. Think about that. They go out in the gym, they work 3-4 hours every
Oh.
day, they do this, they do. You can get over healthy, overdoing it.
Well,
It's
you
like
know,
over drinking.
right? People like that, you know, when people like that overdo it, will say like at the gym, they're going 5 days a week, they're pumping up, they're doing this, they're spending 5 hours a day, 5 days a week at the gym. All it boils down to, the way I look at it, they're running from themselves and they're afraid to admit who they are.
I have a membership down at the YMCA here for do the gym once a weather.
Oh, I got to get a membership too. This is the longest I haven't been to a gym since COVID started.
I have it through my insurance, so I got to get down there. But then again, when that COVID, I'm so afraid that they had you. The sad part is they had you so afraid to go in these different places.
Right. See, I'm really not afraid, but it's just like, at least in Mass, I know about them in Mass. You had to stay 6 feet apart. Everybody had to have disinfectant. You disinfected the machine before you used it. You used the machine. You had to disinfect it again. You had to wear your mask. You couldn't get closer than 6 feet to somebody else. They'd yell at you. Who needs it?
So, and then, the prices, gas is going up wicked.
Yeah, it is.
What are you going to do when, like, a friend that says up in, what are you guys going to do when it goes up to $6 a gallon? And milk goes up to $5 to $6.
That's
in
right.
Hawaii, it's $5 to $6 a gallon of milk.
Wow. Well, everything's got to be shipped out there,
Yeah.
so I don't think they have dairy farms there.
No. But the farmers aren't making any money off it.
No, they're not. I know.
And the gas companies aren't. Iran's making money off it.
That's right.
All these foreign countries are making money. And once again, I'm going to applaud you, Joe, because I know you're getting some money from it. We know that. It's been proven
Yeah.
facts. And everyone says to me, prove it. Prove it. Right there. Check out your fact finder.
Really?
Check it out. I had a show I listened to today that I put it on Facebook, and one of the people commented, said, prove it. It's right there, folks. I'm not going to put on something that's not there.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to do something. Let's bring all this negative into a positive.
And it's real. The thing is, it's so simple to do if people just don't sit on their butts and go, oh, well. My sister, she always comes, what can we do? There's nothing we can do. I told her this election day about calling her elected officials. I said you could start from she lives in Raleigh, North Carolina. I told her you could start by calling your city officials or state officials, but I said get the names of your senators and your federal representative. Finally, she told me last week she got them. She says, I got them after you told me. Yeah. I says, and she said, well, I wrote them in my phone book. But has she called them? No, but yet, but they still complain,
Yeah. The one thing I got to give Governor Sununu credit for, he does respond back. My son wrote him a couple of things and he responded.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah. John Burt does respond. Most of the people here, Bill Derry, most of them will respond back.
Wow. I know I told you all the ones I contacted in Mass did, except Pocahontas, never ever acknowledged any of my emails I sent. Everyone else did. Even Lori Trahan, who I can't stand, all she is a rubber stamp for Pelosi. Yeah. And even Ed Markey. Every time I email him, believe it or not, every email I sent, I got a response.
Well, if you send maybe if you set a question about, do it in a way that's not going to be negative.
Right, or like in an attacking way.
Yeah, I have no respect for Sheen. I have no respect for Hassoun. When she would brag about how she went visiting the family that were killed at the Capitol, the police officer there, my response was, how come you didn't visit all the other people that were killed in the line of duty?
Right, I know. Exactly.
And I'm curious, and maybe somebody will know, do they have bodyguards when they come to New Hampshire?
I bet they do.
Of course.
I bet they do.
Of course, and so if every president like Jimmy Carter and George Bush Jr., all up through the family, because they should all get, Think of the billions of dollars we're spending on these
That's
former
right.
presidents. You know,
That's right.
think about that.
And arms for them, but
Yep.
not for us.
Yep. Yep. Oh yeah.
No.
Let's get away with let's take away the Second Amendment right,
Yeah.
but make sure that we keep our, like with Pelosi, she didn't want to have the police defund the police, but yet when she had trouble with her property, she
I know. Call the
called
police.
the police
I
right
know.
away. Isn't that hypocritical? You know.
Well,
Yeah. And this is, you know, I just want to see enough. I want to see our country. I know that the higher power, you call him God or whatever, he has. They always say he has everything under control.
he
He
does.
does. And if you ever read Nostradamus, and this is just happening just the way Nostradamus is. You ever read Nostradamus?
I've never read them, but I've seen, documentaries about them over the years on
I'm actually a
TV.
messenger from him.
Hmm?
I'm actually a messenger from him.
Really?
Yeah. And
Wow.
he says that, I said it 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that our country is going to be so divided that there is going to be so much hatred and anger that everything is going to be destroyed, and it's not going to work. I can remember I had a vision, Dave, that all this picture, like a glass painting, a clay painting,
Mhm.
when all of this was all dark here, all dark brown, and over in here there was like a little pond,
Mm-hmm.
and over here in the back was a mountain of purple or whatever, and there was a single tree here.
Uh-huh.
That single tree was the start of life, and in the background there was like in the morning when you see the dusk and whatever
Right.
coming through. It was,
Yeah.
it was amazing. And it says, this is what is going to have to happen so that we can rebuild.
Right. Well, I'm just feeling also in the coming months or maybe longer, but as dreadful as people might feel now, they're just going to be so enlightened. They are, because I think people are something's going to happen, and people are just going to start tuning into their inner self, and it's just going to grow and radiate and expel itself out in
Do 4 cards.
4 cards. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to do them one at a time.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Just what I'm talking about. The first card is the world. So what more do you want? Everybody has the power. Using the tools that they have available to them, right? And you don't really even have to give it much thought. We all have tools available to us to use to get to where we want to go. You can use the tools that that you have and make the world your oyster. Right? So there we go. And then we're going to keep going, and now and here we go again. All right. Now we have the 5 of Pentacles. I always look at cards psychically. So we start off with the world, using your tools. If you're afraid to use your tools, are afraid or don't know what tools you have available, this is what happens. You get into a dark period when you're afraid to sort of ask for help or don't know what to do. So ask for help, and I'm telling you, you'll become aware of the tools that are available for you, because who wants to end up out here in the dark?
Yeah.
No one. At least I know I don't. And all right, see, and then once, if you do, you got everything to start with. So that goes without saying. And then asking for help. Now we got the 3 of Pentacles. But look at it. Once you ask for the help, things start brightening up here. And you get the person, look at him. He's up there on the bench showing himself off, showing his accomplishments and everything else that goes along with it. So it's very simple. All you have to do is take the first little baby step. And then we have the 9 of Rods. 9 of Rods is sort of advancement, the direction that you're going to take. All right, and see, look at them. All right, So you can see the effort that's been expended, but look at it, everybody's still standing. We have the 9 rods, and look at all the 9 rods with all the leaves on them. We have all these options are going to be available to us. Regardless, it might be tiring, we might get fatigued, but well worth it.
Right. Yeah. You know, and I'm going to do it. But you know, the one thing I do know, that no one in this country, there's plenty of places that you can go get food. There are different churches. There's No Horizon. There are many people, and then if anybody's hungry, come to my house and I'll give you something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll even pack you up a bag to take home with you. And I have a feeling you will be the same way.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
No question.
You know, there are plenty of places there that you can get food. You don't have to go hungry.
You don't, especially, well, even in Mass you don't, like around Lowell.
Yeah.
And even here, you see how many churches talk about the food drive and when you can go in and get food if you really need it. So.
And then twice a month, what I've been told is you can go to the Comcast parking lot on Pine Island Road or something they call it.
Oh, that's right. I heard about that. Right.
And the food bank goes there, I think, every other Friday or
something on
and they
Thursday,
can
whatever it
go
is.
and
But
get
what do
some
you
food.
get? 2 bags of food or something?
Right.
It's
Yeah,
already. It's not like a place you go in and choose. They just come with the bags.
Yeah, and then you don't have to show ID. You just go, go. So, folks, there is help out there, and I understand they were opening up a lot more places for the homeless shelters too. But
It's
you know
about
what?
time.
You can't twist their arms to make them go in.
No, it's just like I read it on our good friend Liz. She had posted, I think it was just yesterday or the day before. She put up a post on Facebook. I loved it. You can't help someone that doesn't want to take part in their own rescue.
Right.
And it's so true.
I hope, Liz, by the way, if you ever hear you listen, we want you to heal and we want you to get better soon. Because she had to have some kind of surgery done.
Yeah, I don't know what,
I
but
don't know, but we just want her to know that we care about her. I enjoy listening to her.
Oh,
She is
I
so
love
upbeat.
Liz. Liz, love, comfort, healing,
Yeah.
strength, all being sent your way right this minute.
There was this one woman, there's one man, I'm going to mention names because it's not up to me, saying that she had a lot of dark side on her. And I was really upset over that. I have not seen a dark side on Liz.
Me either.
She encourages me. She's a great, if you need a reading done, if you go to Facebook, you see Spiritual Liz on there, and she'll come commenting. And Dave, you have a website?
I do have a website, Lowell Medium Shop, but I'm changing it now because I'm not in Lowell anymore. Now I'm in New Hampshire, so I'm going to start with a new Facebook page about, tarot, psychic, and crystal ball readings. And I think I told you earlier, I think I'm calling, it's a long story, but I'll just tell you, a nickname, a friend of mine used to call me in junior high, Biffid. And the reason that hit me today to use that name was because it's so uncommon. People will remember it.
Yeah.
So,
And you have a phone number?
I do have a phone number, 617-777-2236. That's the only thing that's really connected with Mass, but it really isn't because I'm in New Hampshire now and it's a mobile phone.
Yeah.
So,
And you're also on Facebook as well.
I am on Facebook.
And you and I cause a lot of controversy.
We certainly do.
Isn't it fun?
I agree. We cause a lot of controversy. We also open up a lot of people's eyes.
Right, and that's what it's all about. I'm going to have you pick out 3 cards or 4 cards.
I'm going to pick out. I'll pick out 4.
Yeah.
All at once.
Well, however you want to do it.
All right. I'll do them all at the same time. All right. I'm going to put them face down, and you can turn them up whenever.
And one of the things as you're doing it, I am going to say you actually made a very wise move to coming to New Hampshire.
It wasn't like the move I made. It was I was led here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the way they fell so quick. Boom, boom, boom.
Did you hesitate?
I didn't because
You knew that's what it was.
Why I said that's
Well,
I'm not going to
right.
resist
Right.
what my guides are clearing out the path for me. So
Lowell has a lot of negative energy.
It does, but you know, it's
You can
also
change it. Yeah.
it's got a lot of positive energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, the first place I lived in Lowell, it was an old mill building built in the 1830s. What energy! And you know what I mean. There was some negative energy, but you know what I mean. It was just from all over the years. Just you could feel the energy. But
I actually found 2 missing bodies down by the river there.
really, ugh,
Yeah.
I never have, and I don't think I'd want to.
Oh, it is
I
great,
mean,
and I'll
like-
tell you why I say it's cool. All because it gets the family members.
Oh,
some peace
yeah,
of mind.
closure. That's true.
And I have found people in Florida
Yeah.
as well.
Wow.
Well, I haven't. I
Uh-huh.
did the tool.
Oh, yeah. All right.
We are. This is a jack of hearts, people. We gotta start listening to ourselves. Hit that number right there.
This one.
Hello, welcome to North Community Corner.
Norm,
Yeah,
this is Claudette. How you doing?
I am doing very well. How are you doing?
Okay. Yesterday or this morning, I had my vaccine from the coronavirus,
Uh-huh.
and I'm okay. I'm gonna have next one in a month,
Uh-huh.
but I'm gonna take it. You feel good?
I feel a lot better than I have in a long time.
Because I saw you on TV. I think you look
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's because I lost a lot of weight, and I do a lot of walking. I had that surgery done, and it makes me
Oh,
feel a
okay.
lot. Whenever you can, give me a call, because I'm going to pack up some stuff, and we'll bring it out to your car.
Yeah. Okay, Norm, I'm gonna call you at your house.
Okay, do that. Keep on doing the things you're doing. Listen, you can talk to her, say hi to her in French if you want. She's Canadian French.
Parlez-vous français?
Oui.
Ah, je suis pas compris si tu parles un petit peu pour moi.
Okay. Hey, good, you're good.
Ah, merci.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
You
when
make
you
me
get
laugh.
better, I'm going
You
to have
make
a
my
cook.
day.
Right.
Yeah, this summer, if everything works out well, we're going to have a cookout. We're going to have Dave come and cook with us. And
All right, I'll cook.
Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Have
give me a
good-
call.
Have a good night.
You too. Give me a
You
call at my
too.
house. Yeah.
Nice meeting
Yeah,
you.
okay.
Yeah. She's a sweet.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye-bye now.
Au revoir.
Yeah, no, hit that button. There you go.
Same one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a person, if you don't agree with somebody, then you're automatically a racist or prejudiced or whatever.
Right.
I am so
White
tired of
supremacist,
white
doesn't that one get
supremacists
you?
and if they, and all that stuff. I don't have to agree with you. That doesn't mean that I'm racist. It doesn't mean that I'm prejudiced.
Right.
Because, I told this one guy, he was going on, and I said, listen, pal, my lifestyle, I've had to go through a lot of prejudice ways. And I don't know if you had to in your younger days, but
And a lot of knocks and bullying and
oh,
name
yeah.
calling.
Oh,
and
yeah. So, and I don't think it's improved that much. But anyway, with this one here, is we got a great leader that's coming back. We got a great leader that is coming back. And it may not be Trump, but it'll be Trump in formation and spirit.
Well, it's
And could be
the
one of his-
divine. It's the
Yeah, it's
divine realm
Yep.
coming
Oh,
down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really.
And Sunday, I'm going to check out the time and I'll announce it on there. But Trump is going to give a speech.
Oh, with the whatever the CPAC or
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
is.
So I'm looking forward to that. Boy, you're addicted to.
I
those
am
breakfasts,
addicted to
aren't
these
you?
things.
The old,
mints.
if you think that this country is going to improve the way it's running, no, it is not. We've got to get together. Do you want the Communist Party knocking on your door and telling you where to register, where to go poop or what to say?
I know.
Give you your guns away and all that and stop you from voting? Is that what you people really want? It's going to happen if you don't change. It's going to be disaster before it gets better. I mean, like a
Yes.
volcano getting ready to erupt. You know what I mean? And like that. I mean, look what's happening in Texas. Look what happened in New Orleans, and all that stuff, You gotta bring it together, folks. You gotta. My nephew got a bill of $5,000 for a light bill.
That's right. Well, I can see it coming because I'm looking in here. I can see it the white dove coming to sort of smoothing everything out and with it spread love and joy instead of
All that
discernment,
anger,
right, and disgust and hate and separation. It's the opposite side.
You know what keeps going through my mind now? You know that song, "There'll be peace in the valley for us." It's supposed to be from me, but it's supposed to be
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that
Okay.
song, Norm.
Alice used to sing it.
Well,
Okay.
it's before my time.
Yeah. hey. But it is, and it is. There is peace in the valley. And there is peace if we all come someday and bring it forth. Our ancestry, they already knew what was going to be going on before when they crossed over.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Luther King must be just shaking his head in despair.
Right, I know.
Yeah. Abraham, by the way, Abraham Lincoln, folks, was the 16th president who helped to free the slaves. And he got killed for doing what he believed in.
Right.
KKK was started by the Democratic Party, but they won't admit it. And if you read history, you'll see where the other race was going into the Indian tribe, and when the Indians opened the doors, and they would end up slaughtering and killing the Indians.
Mm.
I'm not going to mention the race because then I'm going to be called all kinds of names, Not that I really care, but, read your history. They want to do away with history.
Well, they're trying to. Well, in San Francisco, they took Lincoln's name off of elementary school. I mean,
Down south, they
I don't
know
get
what
it.
Andrew Jackson and all these. And what is that proving?
pathetic.
What is that proving? It's already still in our minds because people are going to do it. You cannot erase history. I don't care if you go into the archives. Hey, I used a big word. My goodness. Lori, my friend Lori, would be very proud of me. Yeah. But you can go into the archive and you can research. You can't take away from it. Without history, where will we be today?
That's right. Exactly. Totally lost. But that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
They want to take away your identity
Yeah.
because if they take away your identity, then you're easier to manipulate,
Yeah.
which, let's face it, they started with wear masks, keep 6 feet apart.
And I can't get over watching the people out there in the park. Watching them wearing masks and not having fun.
Poor little kids,
Yep.
you know. Kids can't be kids.
And watching the teachers out there with a mask on and make sure the kids, and checking them out like you would in a
Sad. I
concentration
know,
camp.
it's sad.
I can't go down that way anymore during the school.
I don't blame you.
I just
I don't
can't
blame
put
you.
up with it. You know, we're losing the battle if we keep doing it what they want. And looking on TV, now they got face masks that you can hang down here, and they got
I
filters, and buy 4 for $10 and whatever. You know, let's do away with it. I'm not saying
No.
masks can, you know, if you need to wear them, like when I go with my daughter-in-law, yes, out of respect. If I go to the market basket or wherever I may go, and when we go
Right,
to
yeah.
Applebee's, we'll wear it to go into
Just
the
to go in, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know. We got to bring it back, love to this country. We really have. We've got to start saying, okay, we love our country. But then I've had people say, I say to them, you like the USA? No. Then why are you here? But they want the
Right.
benefits,
Oh, you got that right.
you know.
They want the freebies.
Yeah. Out of your tax dollars a month. But that's okay, you know.
No.
We're all, the one thing I do know, we're all accountable for our actions when it's time to cross over.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
true. We're all got to answer.
Yep. You know.
Believe it or not.
Yep. Yeah. Some of you are going to have to come back. Hopefully, I won't have to.
I don't want to. I hope I don't have to come back either.
Well, you're an old soul. You've been here many times.
Well-
Now you're getting it right. And I hope
I did get a lot right this time.
Yeah.
According to me, the way I feel, I've gotten a lot, opened up a lot, and absorbed
Yeah.
a tremendous amount.
Well, before I moved to Manchester, I lived quite the life, shall we say?
Uh-huh.
And that's when I know that the universal spirit was watching with me. I could
See?
have got busted so many times for DWI,
Yeah.
you know, and all this other stuff. This is where I know that there is a universal spirit.
Man, how?
You know,
You got that right.
you know. And we used to have big parties at my house. And I mean, I'm talking about parties, and the cops never bothered. So there again, I know that there was an angel or a spiritual
And
guide
you
watching
got
over
that
us,
right.
you know. So, folks, it's all up to you. And if you want to wallow in despair, if you want to say, "Oh, poor me, I
Right.
can't get any better," That's not true.
Right. They victimize themselves.
Yeah.
Right. I know. Oh, poor,
I'm not
right.
saying they can't get over PSTD or whatever they want to call it. It is real.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but they can also help themselves.
I agree.
My
That's
friend
true.
Eric, who was on last week, he slowly getting better from it. From the military. And for people to disregard, and I've seen Biden totally ignore the military. I've seen them totally ignoring the police officers. But yet, when they want them around, look at how.
I know. Exactly. I know.
And they put them in dungeons, so to speak.
That's right.
And they sleep on the floor. Makes me wonder, how much food did they get or whatever, But yet they'll still think that they still love America.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And
13 more weeks and 13 more months of despair. I'm looking at 13 more months.
that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah,
Months.
13 more months of despair. Then it is going to be time for us to start saying, no, blank, more. No more, no more.
And it's funny because when you said 13 weeks or 13 months, I thought 13 months, and that's what you said.
Yeah.
See, this is how it clicks so
Yeah.
fast. In 13 months, it's all the Congress. They're going to be up for re-election. So, and that's going to be.
Well,
gonna
and it's
see
up
a
to you to
change.
change it. If you're going to sit on your haunches and not do anything, and I believe that the voting is going to be more checked out. I believe
too,
that
yeah.
I think they should be
shame.
voting and counting by hand and not by machine.
Well,
I mean, look
I
what happened
agree.
in Wyndham.
right.
I cannot. It makes me wonder how much of it was honest here in our own city.
Well, look at what happened in some of these big cities. We'll say like in Philly,
Yeah.
700,000 votes. 700,000 votes. Every single one for Biden. Not one vote for the other side. Not one.
Yeah. And I have a hard time when you see thousands. Like when I went to, if Trump comes here to Manchester again, you and I are going to have to go.
Oh yeah, I'll go.
I went a couple of times. And I loved it.
went 3 times. The first, I forget who I went with the first time, and the second 2 times I went with my good friend Chris. He was in the hunt. Maybe he said he was going to watch today. We'll see.
Well, I got myself a T-shirt and a hat, and that was actually made HBO one. And I had what's that called? Had a pretty kind of swearing on it.
Oh,
It had
yeah.
no, it takes balls around the country or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was still allowed to wear it on here.
Oh, yeah.
I will continue until they prove me wrong or they prove everything that we've been saying about Trump, and I mean prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt that Trump was not a true American that was fighting for us. I'm still going to believe in it.
Well, you hear all these rumors or untruths. I won't say the word lie. Untruths about the prior president. Why? You hear it from all these disgruntled journalists and politicians, and it's the funniest thing. You talk to people just because they hear it on these fake news channels, or they hear politicians say this about them, they believe, but it's And then if you just say, well, that's not true. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. This
I read
one
it on
said-
there. Yeah.
Right, I
CNN
know.
would not lie.
I know, that's why
Or
I
the
keep,
media will not
right.
lie.
I said, I said, that's their opinion. They're entitled to it. Just because they say it doesn't make it true.
I'm seeing a lot of the news reporters getting fired.
Well,
They have a lot of CNN news and all that because people changing it around.
I haven't watched anything. I heard, but I read. I haven't watched any news since the election.
Oh, I won't watch the news. I just read it on Facebook
Right.
or whatever.
That's me. And, I'll go on, different news sites and stuff.
Yeah, But one of the shows I always enjoy reading is Stephen Gardner. He's on YouTube. I would encourage you to listen to him.
Oh, I never even
And,
heard of
He
him.
talks about the stimulus checks.
Oh, yeah.
He's really good and very positive. And also, I also like Salty Cracker. He's very good. And he tells it like it is, too.
Now, it's funny. Somebody else mentioned that to me not too long ago, and I forget who, but they said the same thing. Salty cracker, that's
Yep.
right.
And I like that right side broadcasting, and that tells about, where Trump is and what's going on
Yeah.
with it. And that's strictly run by donors. But I find the interesting part, if you got a program with Biden on it or a Democrat, I'll listen to it. But I have not seen one program with Biden show with any of the Democratic like we have with the Republicans.
Well, the journalists now, when it comes to the present administration, they don't ask squat.
No.
All these softball questions, oh, how was your coffee this morning? I mean, come on.
Look at Biden's eyes. He looks like a space case.
Well, he is.
Yeah. And the way they talk about Trump and the freezing, and they had that thing about Ellen DeGeneres with Harris on there. Who should you bring alive out of the elevator?
Oh,
and
give me
they
the
said,
boss
yeah,
bag.
Yeah, and they thought it was funny because they insulted Trump. There was
Well, I know.
nothing funny about it.
No, I know.
And the politician, the so-called actor, I refuse to watch anything with movies anymore.
I don't watch. I haven't watched a movie in a long time.
I refuse to watch Whoopi Goldberg's Sister Act.
I haven't
watched.
watched.
I don't listen to the View.
All these entertainers that are going political, I have nothing to do with them. And the latest one, Bruce Springsteen. What's
Yeah.
up with that?
I couldn't believe it.
You're an entertainer.
If it
Turn me
wasn't,
right off to him.
yeah. My thing is, how many of them actually performed in Trump's hotels?
Let's stay at them. Let's
Let's
stay at them.
Yeah. And Trump was going to have a meeting with down at one of his.
I bet you if they checked Bruce Springsteen, I bet he stayed at Trump International when he was in Chicago.
Of course they did. And they all did. I bet Joan, what's her name there? Joey Bart,
another one.
They all got their start. You can't
With
tell
her
me
wig. She's got to do something with that wig every
And
day.
she's not a comedian.
No, I know. They're all haters. That's all
Yeah.
they are. They're haters.
Yeah.
For us. But
And
fortunately,
and you
we're a
know
lot
what?
positive,
Yeah.
more positive.
Right. And you know what the sad part is? People are viewing them.
All the people,
So,
I know.
Paul, if you want to get rid of the hate, don't watch The View. If you want to watch positive shows, watch positive shows.
Like this one right here.
That's right. Norm's Community Corner, and my website is spiritualvisionary.net. My email is secondvisionbynorm@comcast.net. And we are on Facebook. I'm going to be getting a hold of you because I'll probably sometimes do a live out of my office.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Sure.
Okay? We'll have fun.
We always do. Look at this.
Yeah. And I don't have to mince the word when I do it on the computer.
That's right.
But actually, I'm going to respect everybody's beliefs. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. But don't. This is what I got to say. Don't call me and tell me I'm not a spiritualist. Nothing is any more insulting than that. I'm not changing my beliefs. The first couple of times I heard it, I went into a depression, Dave.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty heavy. That's
Yeah.
heavy duty.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I actually, for a week, I refused
Wow.
to
Would
do
you
any
doubt
reading.
yourself?
I'm sorry?
You doubt yourself when you
Yeah,
heard it
yeah.
at first? Wow.
I went on the pity pot.
Right.
But then when I have one bad comment about any comments, then you look and you see I get like with you, we both get a lot of positive comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they going to do, Dave, when it goes up to $6 a gallon?
I'm going to go back to what I did when I was 15 years old. Hitchhike. That's it.
I can remember one time I was working at the state hospital going to get my degree in nursing and stuff, and I had never, ever hitchhiked in my life. And I said, I wonder if my thumb is long enough to reach out there. And I got stopped by a police officer.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Today you don't dare to pick up anybody hitchhiking.
No, I know you don't.
You
but
really don't.
God, when I was a kid, I grew up just outside Boston. I used to hitch everywhere. Like we'd hitch to New York City. I can remember hitching to Montreal.
Yeah, and it was safe.
Yeah. And you'd always get a ride. Always get a
The
ride.
last time I picked up a hitchhiker, he had passed out on the back seat, but I saw a gun in his.
Oh,
What the
nice.
heck?
All right, that must have made you
And,
feel real,
oh, yeah, I drove right
real
into the police
secure,
department.
huh?
Another guy and I said, I picked up this hitchhiker. I said, and I see a gun in there. And he goes, you stay here. And the police were very nice to me.
Really?
Yeah. And they said, you're lucky that he didn't kill you because you were on the most wanted list.
Wow. See
So
that?
there again, that's when the
There
spirit.
your spirit's watching over you.
So what do you think you're going to have good for dinner tonight? I think I'm going to see if they got fish. Have a fish sandwich.
Well, today's Wednesday. I'm not going to have fish because, you know me, I'm Catholic. I'm a devout Catholic. For those who aren't aware, I go to Mass every Sunday. So it's Lent, so no meat on Friday. I'll have fish on Friday. But I might go. I'm in the mood maybe for a nice burger.
They did have good cheeseburgers there, didn't they?
Well, they did, and I haven't had a nice burger in a while. So.
And you know who else they should go with? 110 Grill. Sometimes we'll go
Oh,
there.
really? Yeah, I never got a burger there. I've been there several times,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And, I was going to go to Ollie's, but I don't have quite enough. I'm not into clams tonight, you know.
oh, you got to tell me where that is because you know what? I
Sure,
was
I'll
thinking
show
of
you when you
clams.
take- yeah.
I was thinking of clams
Oh,
today.
we
I haven't
may
had
get-
clams in
you
a
know,
while
I may
either.
maybe we'll get a clam plate, you know, or something like that.
We
may
can go
show
another
it up
time.
for
There.
you.
Yeah, but you
I
know, I
know,
was just
but-
thinking that I haven't had clams in so long.
But that does sound good. Clams.
It does.
Clam plate. Maybe we'll
And
go
you know,
there.
and you know when they're real, they're real good. It's like,
And I am treated I'm treated like a queen when
Excuse
I go
me.
there.
ah,
I bat my little eyes, you know, Adam.
uh-huh.
And we actually did a TV
Oh,
show.
so you'd be
in
the one to go with, because then they'd notice me, and I go,
Right.
excuse me, look, one more.
Yeah. And we, my friend John and I went in there and we did a live TV show in there.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Wow,
pretty
that's
cool.
cool.
The
That is
chef
cool.
loved it. And the service was fantastic. So
Of
it's going to be a
course.
toss-up between there and Applebee's.
Yeah.
You know, and see what happens. But I don't want to order and then have it delivered. I just soon go there. 'Cause
Oh,
you
I don't want anything delivered either. If I can't eat it there, I don't want it.
No. And you never know how long it's going to take for them to deliver it.
Right.
You know. But the one thing I will say, there's a place called Jimmy's Pizza on Kelly Street. And I've had, oh my God, their grinders are incredible. They have the steak
On what street?
On Kelly.
Where's that?
Over just
new.
above where I live. Yeah.
Ah.
We'll show you. You come over
all
before
right.
we go on the show.
Okay,
We'll go there and have lunch.
Oh,
before.
all right. Good idea.
You know. And then there's another place on Kelly Street that has good Chinese food, you know. You're there, and then Goldenrod has great fried clams as well. You know, if you want good quality, you're gonna pay for good quality.
That's right.
You know.
But I think just clams overall are expensive
Yeah.
lately.
Oh yeah. I like steamed clams and butter.
Oh, steamers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't had those in ages.
Oh yeah, steamed
Wow.
clams dipped in butter. They're awesome. I'm getting hungry just talking about it.
Well, I am
But I'm
too.
almost
But
afraid to go see what the prices are because of what's going on here.
I know. Well,
You know, but it'll be worth it.
Right.
You know.
exactly.
You know, but they also sell alcohol there too.
Oh, do they?
Yep. My friend from Argentina, he and I and his daughter, we go there. I mean, he comes up like once a year,
Mm-hmm.
and they always get one of my fried clams for me. I love fried clams. But there was a point they gave me. We went to the Goldenrod, which is very good,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave us so much of it we couldn't eat them all. We got after a while, quite a while before we could eat it. You know, eat another fried clam because there was just so many scallops, so many clams, and all that. You like scallops?
I do. I like sea scallops. Not
Yeah.
bay scallops are right, but I like the big sea scallops.
Yeah.
They're much
I
better.
want to be able to see what it looks like and be able to taste it. You know.
They do.
I
I
like
think
them
they
wrapped
taste
in
better.
bacon.
They're good in bacon too, but I do too. The big scallops,
Yeah.
I think, much
Then you-
more tasty.
Then you know you get your money's worth.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
And folks, believe it or not, I'm going to encourage you to stock up on your meat products. Stock up on everything because the prices are going to go high. The truckers, going to have to charge more money because of the gas, and they're going to start having another shortage again.
Well, by telling everybody to go and buy the meat's going to create the shortage.
Yeah, well, that's why I say buy it so it won't,
Right,
you
yeah.
know. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And it's going to be
I do.
expensive. Buy now.
It already is. It's gone up since COVID started anyway.
I have a small freezer. Boy, I make sure I buy that, and one lady I was in there shopping, and she said, "Oh, you must get this. What do you call it, EPT card?"
EBT,
I
yeah.
go, "What the hell is that?" She said, "Well, look at what you're ordering." I said, "Lady, I earned what I get."
Right, that's right.
You know.
And me. Like
Yeah.
I tell everybody, knock on wood, I'm still able to work. I'm out there working.
Yep. You know, and I'm still going to look pretty.
That's right.
You know,
That's right. I'm going to be damned. That's right. I'm going to look good.
That's right. You know, and we got to, I know we said a lot of negative bull BS, but now we're going to start talking positive.
That's right.
Okay, we're going to see a lot of positive changes coming.
And how?
I see a lot between actually the gas prices are going to have to go down. People are not going to be able to afford, $4 or $5 for gas.
No.
They're going to have an overrun of gas and fuel. They're going to have, when the crisis going on with the food, they're going to have to come down.
They are.
And why they did this so quickly, I'll never understand. Only the higher power knows. Because unless the people are getting cutbacks, whatever. And I'm not going to say they are, but you put 2 and 2 together, and it may come out 6.
That's right. Exactly.
So, and we've got to keep America great. Okay? Let's bring it back to the way it was. Keep this country great. Let's not lose our identity.
Well, exactly right. This country is so great. Everybody in the world who doesn't live here wants to step foot on this great country of ours.
Yeah.
And yet, you got these people that could think they're in control now that want to destroy it. To call your politicians.
Yeah.
It's that easy. But I know it's the greatest country in the world. It's no reason for.
I have a friend of mine. She's from, I can't remember the country now, but she's here, and she is not happy in the way the country's being. She's a self-made lady. She owns a coffee shop in Derry, and she owns a big cleaning business which employs over 35 people.
Wow, good for her.
But she's worked very hard to have what she has, okay? If, and this is it, she does not like what's going on. If you want to succeed, whether you're American, whether you're non-American, whether you're a veteran, not a veteran, if you want to succeed in this country, you can.
That's true. That's
Or
right.
you can hide behind the corner and say, well, Biden's going to give me this, or that one's going to give me this, but you know what? Get out there and go to work.
What's her name? AOC wants to excuse $50,000 worth of college tuition. When I was a kid, I drove a cab in Boston at night to put myself through school. Well, give me my money back.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well, my granddaughter paid a fortune to go to college.
Yeah.
But if you will read the fine print on it, it's not going to be, a lot of people like UNH and Southern New Hampshire University just got an endowment of $150 million to educate the people from other countries.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Well, the working class people have to work hard to get what they get.
That's true.
And if you get a student loan, you got to pay it back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's good for one should be good for the other, as far as I'm concerned.
I agree.
I'm kind of interested in what's going on with. Hopefully, Gary will be able to come in and tell us what's going on at the state.
Oh yeah, that's right. He said he may stop in.
Yeah. All these stupid bills that they want to pass is ridiculous. Abortions, and that they can extend it to past 26 weeks.
Abortion. Unbelievable.
There are births, if you don't want to get pregnant, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want to have a child, there are procedures. There are birth control pills.
That's true.
There are after the night before pills.
The night after, but that's the same. Right, that's just the instant abortion, I think. But, and let's not forget that. I know nobody wants to hear it. There's abstinence.
Yep. Yep. And there are condoms that they can use.
That's right.
They teach you how to have sex in the elementary schools.
I know.
My
That's true.
granddaughter, she was like in the 3rd or 4th grade, and I walked to school with her, and they were telling her how to use a condom on a banana. I was in shock.
Wow. How old?
8 years old. Wow. I was in shock.
Ah, that's unbelievable.
And they're pushing the rights of other students, forcing them to acknowledge the rights of transgenders or whatever. That's wrong. Be who you want to be. You don't have to force your beliefs on somebody else.
That's it. They talk about equal rights, but it's not equal rights. It's special rights.
Right.
That's where I draw the line. They want special rights.
Right. And in Washington, they were having all these Black Lives, Latino clubs and all that. And this woman wanted to have an all-Caucasian club. They literally kicked her out of school.
Right, yeah, I believe it, yeah. You can't do it, I know.
We don't have rights. But that's why I want to bring this into a point. We do have rights. We have to recognize the fact that we have rights. We don't have to put up with all of it. Time to start fighting back.
Right. All they're doing now is they're passing all these different bills like the transgender thing. It's just, they talk about divide and conquer, and it's true, but now they're sort of like micro dissecting the population, because they got the right against the left now. They did a good job in accomplishing that. But now that's not good enough. So now it's the transgender and the BLM and the Antifa and the Christians and this. So now they're dissecting to break you up even more, to sort of make you feel, more vulnerable and less. What's the word I'm looking for? Helpful, right. And
and if you look at somebody in the wrong way, you're going to be charged with some kind of a discriminational act. Okay, I see that when the male becomes female and they play on a female sport team like track or that's wrong. That's wrong. That is not fair to the women who go up on track and all that. I'm sorry, but that is not a way to go. I don't believe God wanted you to do that.
He doesn't, but they want to extinguish everybody's soul, these politicians. That's what's going on.
So the positive of that is we can band together. We do not look at the colors. I don't care if you're
black,
brown,
anyway.
No,
I never did anyway.
No. And how's your crystal ball doing?
The crystal ball's doing real good. I just changed because every time I looked in it before, I kept saying DW, and I don't really know what those initials mean. If maybe DW will be somebody prominent with those initials or what, or disaster warning, DW. I don't know, but so I.
I'll see if I can find mine and bring it. We'll have both of them.
Yeah.
There are many, many ways to do readings. You can do it with tea leaves. You can do it with coffee grounds. You can do it. My friend used to do it with coffee rings.
Really? Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool.
You can do. Another friend of mine, another lady did stones.
Wow.
Another lady I know that's feather reading. That
is kind of fascinating.
It is. She is really, right now she's on
to see how that works, because you look at a feather, it's just feather.
She'll land on a certain
I'd like to see that.
And it's amazing. Everything the only thing I tell people, don't mess with a Ouija.
No.
Keep talking.
But I am, and I see it right here in the crystal ball. There's somebody up there waving the white flag, so we will prevail. There's no wonder about that. You don't have to wonder about that. So
you can pop a couple of cards.
That's what I was just going to do. That isn't that amazing? See that? I'll shuffle these cards, and this is these are the psychic oracle cards. So these are sort of at your face type cards with not like the tarot cards. There's not as much in them, but. And they have a little message down the bottom, but we can expand on that. So let's do that just to see what's coming up. There's going to be somebody out here watching. They're really going to relate to this, all right? All right, see? Right away, the first card I'm picking is wisdom. I guess we can all relate to that, right? Because what is this card telling us? It's telling us to, dig in, look inside, you know, going on your life's experiences and life's journeys and what have you. Use your wisdom. We all have wisdom. That's another tool for us to use. And again, I can't emphasize enough. There's no need to be complacent, and there's no cost to this stuff. It's simple. It's easy to tune into your wisdom. Very, very simple. So, and when we turn into our wisdom, all right, as when it starts making sense about this option, that option, maybe I want to go in this direction. At the same time, if you think of it, it's emotional withdrawal because, as I just said before I looked at the card about this option, that option, wanting to go here, wanting to go there. It could be overbearing, overwhelming. You're still, oh, woe is me. I don't know. Should I go right? Should I go left? Should I go up? Should I go down? It's all, but you still, at least you're focused, looking ahead, deciding where you want to go. So that's always good. Look ahead, because we don't live in the past. We never look behind, because who needs to go back anyway? We already know where we've been. And look at it. All right. Accelerated motion. Look at it, the comet there. What energy is that? That's what's going to happen. You're going to get all that energy, and you're really going to go for it. And it's once you get focused in on that, and everything's going to just move forward. It's such a nice, fast pace, faster than you think. And it's going to open up a whole new world for everyone. So I've read 3 cards.
Okay, pick one more.
All right, I'll pick one more. So, and to really sort of sum things up, after all this is said and done, rest and rejuvenate, right? And look at it, rest and rejuvenate. Why not? Celebrate. And also, how can you not rest and rejuvenate with Mother Nature? What more is so fulfilling to get in tune with Mother Nature and just absorb all that energy, and the energy coming from Mother Nature, it's all positive. So just let it all come in and, suck it all in and feel yourself lift up with all that beautiful energy.
Yeah. When I go walking at 5 or 6 o'clock, sometimes 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, you can feel the positive energy. There's nobody out there.
What? Yeah.
I walk on the path by the river, and
nice.
And I hear the birds singing, and people walk by with their doggies.
Yeah,
and
nice.
The people and all that, and you can just feel. I make a lot of comments on it, and you can just feel. In fact, I didn't go today, but I'm gonna go up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because and it's like I'm robotic. I swear. I get up, I look in the morning, I'll say, next thing I know, I'm dressing, changing my clothes, dressing my feet, and getting dressed and going. And once I wake up, I say, I'm going out now, it's hot now. And I come home, Scott has a hot cup of coffee in the office waiting for me.
Wow, lucky you. What service?
I know, I'm very spoiled.
You are. You got
I
it
really
big.
enjoy, but I'm trying to avoid the school time because I just have a hard time handling
Yeah,
the
I don't
kids
blame
over
you.
there.
I don't
And
blame
it
you.
really breaks my heart. It really does. As far as the education goes, one of the things I want to make a comment on, Dave, is I see more and more people not going back to public schools. I see more and more. I've said this for the last 7 years, that people are going to be going on the internet. They're going to be taking classes on the internet. And that's going to be a lot of big layoffs on the teachers' parts.
Well, I know, but however, they're all in a union,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be chaotic there. But I agree. Especially they've been doing it for a year now. Plus, look at all the money they'll say. They won't have to heat all these school buildings. They don't have to buy all this equipment. They can spend And just look at the money they're saving on busing, or just on fuel. And we'll say like a big city like Boston,
Yeah.
right? It's got to be hundreds of millions of dollars a year. They can spend all that money that they're not spending on buildings and equipment and busing. They could all take that money and put it into educating the kids like they should be educated.
Actually, they'll be giving each other bonuses.
Well, probably, I know, and giving each other
They'll
these,
give the principals and superintendents will get big pay raises.
right, and giving their buddies these,
Yeah.
big contracts
Yeah.
to figure out a new curriculum.
Yeah. And you know what? In the interest, I gotta say, they have some pretty good teachers here.
Do they?
I mean, you got some Apple,
Well,
but
everywhere.
I want to compliment all the teachers here in Manchester.
All right, go Manchester.
And they actually, I talked to several teachers, and a lot of times when the elementary or whatever, they'll go in the classroom, they take the money out of their own pockets to supply the kids that
That's-
don't have it,
yeah.
or if the child doesn't have money to buy food. Now I guess you have to pay when you're in school. In the cafeteria, you have to have a card, and you have to make sure that card was full in order to get dinner.
Yeah, but when I was in school for lunch, we
Yeah.
had to pay for the lunch. We had to pay for lunch.
Well, that's because you're young. I think I paid $1 a week for lunch.
Oh, we paid more than that, but I mean, still, we had to pay. I don't know
Yeah.
why people, it's again.
But how about that? And they do have. I don't know if they still have it or not. Somebody knows. They do have that food program that the government covers and pays for to let the children. Because as far as I'm concerned, they should not have to go without lunch.
Well, I agree.
Yeah.
No,
But now
nobody
they have
should.
it. For, they got breakfast in the morning now. Then they have lunch, and you go to the boys' club and they have meals. You go to the kids' cafe. The kids can have meals. My problem is that a lot of them, like a lot of the people that are mothered, and I'm not saying all of them, folks, don't misunderstand that. Well, it's easier for them to send their children off to like the Boys and Girls Club or this club or
Right.
that club. That way they're not in the parents' hair, And I understand when the parents are working that they do have to have some place to go.
Well, true. Plus, I know.
But who the hell can afford like the daycare centers? I know a woman who she has, I think she has like 350 students, and she gets no less than $250 a week per student.
Wow. I know. That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah. And 90% comes out of your funds and mine, and that's
Yeah.
okay, because the parents, if they need to work, the parents need to have a place where they can babysit their children.
Yeah.
And we were fortunate. My daughter-in-law was able to stay home to make sure that with my granddaughter.
Good for her.
Yeah. So we were fortunate with that, and they try to make her go to work, but if you go to work, a lot of these women, they get what, $7, maybe $8, maybe $9 an hour, and if you're paying $250 a week and you're working 40 hours a week after taxes, and you pay that, maybe you'll have enough to pay the light bill, and gas bill, and food. That's not right.
Yeah, I agree.
Not right. And the children use, there's when you come with the absentee parents.
Well, that's sad. That's really sad. I know the absentee. There's a lot of them.
Yep. And there's a lot of people that get in trouble from it. You know what I mean? I can also say, even though I lived by myself from the age of 8 until I was 13, I lived. My dad was always
So
never
about
home.
30 years now you've been living alone.
Yep. And you know what? I survived.
Yeah.
We didn't have the running water. We didn't have the electricity. We even got to pay the bill or whatever, and all that. But I did it, and I did okay. You can't. You can sit there and say, "Oh my goodness, I had such a rough childhood." Was your childhood easy?
I don't think anybody's was.
No.
I mean, not where I grew up.
No. You create your own. You can think. I've always thought positive.
And
Always,
me.
you know.
And me.
Yeah. And I also knew that I was different, not just because of my style, but because of my spiritual beliefs.
So that's me. I always felt different too.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I can remember because I always felt so optimistic, and I felt so positive every day. And I can remember one time, and I did. I'll never forget. I was working at in this law office downtown Boston. So I remember the attorney talks about, maybe therapy. He thought something was wrong. So I said, all right, I'll go see a therapist. I went one time. The first thing she says to me, I laugh at it when I look back. Right away, there's something wrong. Oh, you think you're special. You got this because you're so optimistic. And what's going to happen when you feel really down?
Yeah.
They talk about meds and this and that, but you know what it is? It's the same thing. It's always a physical thing. No, it's spiritual. I was so spiritually sort of, I didn't realize it, but my spirit was so sort of controlling me that's what it was. I didn't have a problem with it.
When I had almost had a nervous breakdown, and I ended up in the psych unit that's across the state hospital as a patient for 2 weeks, and I got myself better. I refused to allow myself. I mean, I had the Ativan, I had the Melril, I had and all this other medication, and I would literally walk around. Yeah, I would really walk around like a zombie.
I can imagine.
I said, wait a minute, this isn't who I am. I did learn how to make clothing for my stepdaughter's dolls. I made some dresses, and I made all these different things. So it made me good therapy, but I don't need to have any. Today, and I so much oppose the Ritalin. That's a speed pill.
It's unbelievable, Ritalin.
Yeah, my friend Dave, you would have loved him, but he's up out of side now. Okay, and he got hooked on Ritalin, and then he got hooked into speed and all that other stuff.
But this another thing that makes me laugh. They always talk about we're all individual, everybody's different. But when kids are different, what do? Give them Ritalin.
Right. You can't be. You can't be
I
yourself.
can't figure that one out. I just can't connect the dots with that because they're different. Ritalin.
Yeah. No. Everyone should have to learn at their own pace, at their own way of being. And there's a lot more. I'm seeing a lot more children being more spiritual.
Well,
being going now. I think that's the way to pass.
It's sort of like, Norm, me, your physical body is your bird cage, Yeah. Pay attention to the bird inside, your soul, your spirit.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that.
Yeah. Yeah, listen to your heartbeat. That's okay.
Oh, all right. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Be you. Be you. Dave doesn't follow my path. I don't follow Dave's path. We're individual, okay?
Exactly.
And you don't have, and I do not like, that's not normal. What's normal?
I know, that's what gets me, I know.
Well, he's
abnormal. It's normal for me, right? What's normal for you might not be normal for me. What's normal for me, obviously, a lot of people it ain't normal for them, especially the spiritual thing, the religious thing. Hey.
If I could, my normal epidemic would be, if I could run up and down on the path naked, I would do it.
We can arrange that.
Yeah, but I can just see the handcuffs now. The local psychic can't predict his own future, right? But, I grew up in a small town in the country where I never had to wear clothes. I grew up by myself.
Wow.
I did my own laundry and all that, And I don't like wearing socks. I don't like wearing all that other stuff.
I always wear socks.
Yeah.
You have socks on?
Yeah, I do today because of my age and all that, but at home I'll take it right off.
Oh, at home I don't. I meant, it's like...
Oh, when I go out, no.
When I see people, riding the subway, I look, people without socks, they have shoes on with no socks. Oh, come on.
Oh, I like doing without socks. Like if I go grocery shopping, I don't wear socks.
Good.
I'm a sandal person.
I'd comment silently about, no socks.
Yes, no.
I don't know what it is. Yeah. It's just, shoes on socks.
Yeah. My daughter-in-law yells at me if I don't wear socks in the correct
way.
But that's why I was brought up. I love sandals. I love wearing sandals.
I like sandals. That's a different story.
Yeah. But like the people that are from India, they don't wear. Even in the snow they wear sandals. I do too.
I seen somebody just the other day, they looked Indian.
Yeah.
Right here on Elm Street, sandals.
Yeah.
Sandals.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I think. Blue
Hey,
chili.
these people that are from India, and they got some that live on the third floor out front of where I live. Nicest people,
Mm-hmm.
friendly people. Every one of them that moved out, they moved to Ohio. But every one of them, they used to call me the white grandfather.
All right.
I found that as a
Good.
compliment. I
Yeah,
didn't find
so
that
would
as
I.
an
That's
insult.
kind of nice. I'd
Yeah,
enjoy
like-
it.
And every holiday, they send me down some of their special meals.
Oh,
You know,
how nice
and they
is
made the
that?
best homemade donuts.
Wow, really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I
you know.
suppose they have to make a lot of homemade stuff coming
Oh,
from
yeah, oh,
India,
yeah.
huh?
I had a lot of the vegetarian dishes because they don't. The only thing I didn't like it, they'd have a big man on the floor. You could hear him chopping up the chicken on there. You know, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But you know what? Nicest people. The only trouble I have with it, if you let them borrow something, don't expect to get it
Oh,
back.
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you know. I let
Wow.
one guy borrow my grill, and I never got it back. But I told him. okay.
Wow, a whole grill?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have made sure I got my
Ah.
grill back.
They gave me the money for the gas.
Oh.
So, you know. And we all,
Yeah.
part of the all went to Ohio and all that stuff. And very nice people. And that you can tell they're very grateful to be in this country.
They are.
You know.
Yup, they are.
You know.
They
And-
they appreciate the freedom.
Yeah, and not only that, but I also believe this, that a lot of the businesses take advantage of them because they do not speak English.
Oh, that's rampant everywhere.
Yeah, isn't that sad? And they all live, they all live in one building. I think the landlord makes a lot
Right,
of money.
but here's what you have to remember, though, too. Think of this, because, I always would feel bad, but, wherever the countries these people are coming from, right? We're talking about, we'll
Yeah.
say India
Yeah.
and stuff, right? What you have to think is, however they're living now, right? As bad as it might seem to you and I, because,
Yeah.
we grew up here. However horrible, the adverse conditions they're
yeah.
living in, what you have to keep in mind is it's better than where they came from. They're living better than where they
yeah.
came from.
And a lot of them, like I was sitting there, we were playing a game or something like that, and I used the F-U-C-K word, and they said, that doesn't even, see, they're used to have everything done in a sentence, like when you would use it, stuff like
Uh-huh.
that, And I've been invited, and the Hindu, what's that?
Hindu.
Hindu.
Yeah.
Very nice people, And you know what the thing is? They're nice people in every race.
There is.
Don't judge the color,
I never did.
I get called all kinds of things, but if you love, I love to look at, like you just said, we look into the inner soul, we look into the inner
That's
spirit.
right.
We look at that and see what can we do to help out.
Exactly.
And the people that live in my building have been there. I've been there going on 14 years. The lady next door to me, she's been there like 9 or 10 years.
Wow,
And
nice.
another lady been there like 5. We don't all move out. Every once in a while, you get 2 or 3 that do.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, but most of the time they don't. Scott,
Oh, right the call. Oh, no.
huh?
For us, it has ended. Well, we should give ourselves 5 stars.
Yeah, there you go.
Give us 5 stars, Scott. It says it ended, but you can rate us.
Yeah. Start over again, that's all. We have a little difficulty with the computer, folks. Sorry about that. We're going to give ourselves 5 stars. I think we're doing a good job.
I agree.
I'm sad that no one's calling in, but that's okay. The Spirit will call who they want us to call.
Exactly right. That's right.
And I'm getting
See?
hungry.
Well, I'm getting hungry too. I had a sandwich for lunch, but that was like at
Yeah.
noontime,
Yeah.
so.
I've been eating in the first thing in the morning. I've been having my coffee and a couple of toasts, and I never ever like wheat toast. But I've been eating a lot
I
of
don't
wheat toast.
either. I don't
Yeah.
like wheat toast
But
either.
I'm getting to the point where I eat 2 wheat toasts in the morning, and then I
Whoa.
might have eggs and bacon later. But I like
I bought eggs. I don't make them that much because it's just, sometimes every morning what I have is 2 cups of coffee, orange juice, cereal, and yogurt. It's so easy.
Yeah.
And I do make like an omelet or
Yeah.
scrambled eggs once a week because I love eggs.
Yeah.
But, to do it all the time, it's
Yeah.
like, do this.
I've had
do
to cut back because I just couldn't eat the eggs, like you just said. I have them, then I go on sprees. You know,
Yeah.
so, and then I got to start drinking prune juice.
No, you know what to try instead? Dates.
Oh, I hate them.
Oh, I eat a few every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pitted dates. I buy the pitted dates. I think. Well, I got Sun-Made, but they're from Tunisia. Then where's the other place? I used to buy them. Sometimes I would take them back from Canada. They didn't always ask. Customize your dashboard in Live Producer.
Back up here again, Scott.
You have to customize the dashboard. You can see it's in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is coming on. It's done this every
It's
time.
Energy's doing it, Scott.
Right. Showing us that they're around.
Right. It's our Energy interfering.
And by the
with
way, we're
electric-
getting approval from 3 ladies in that corner.
From what?
There are 3 spiritual ladies in that
Ah.
corner. And the funny part is that one lady, the lady I had on, her name was Jamie,
Uh-huh.
and every time she's on, that lady will come right out and sit right behind her.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
She's the only one that she does it with, so that's pretty cool. Well, I don't think Gary's going to be able to make it.
Well, no, not at this point.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah. Well, they have a big legislative meeting going on, which I think is a joke, but that's okay.
Right. Well, you never know what's going to come of it, so
And I think Sununu's thinking about running for United States Senate.
I think he should, because I think he'll get it.
As long as we can get my friend Don Bollock, he'll be on soon, to come on the show. He ran and he got shafted.
For what, Senate?
Yep, he got shafted. Say what Matt Mayberry. I'm bringing them on because they're not giving up.
No, you can't. But I think especially now with the present administration, I think it's
People are
really,
getting tired.
people are really saying the true
Yeah.
agenda.
We have a state senator who's here in New Hampshire who's been a state senator for over 40 years. I'm sorry, that's too long.
I agree.
If you're going to put a
Wow.
time limit on the president, you need to put a time limit, and on the governor, I believe, you need to put a time limit on the state reps and the state senator and all that.
Well, part of it is, I know, like in Massachusetts, I was really disappointed because Lori Trahan, I can't stand her. She's horrible. She doesn't speak for her constituents. But this past election, running unopposed.
Yeah.
So
They tell them not to.
I mean,
not
if they
to
get
run.
one vote, they're in.
Yeah.
All it takes is for them to vote for themselves, and they're in for another 2 years to do as much damage as they can.
And I honestly believe that they have, no matter how many, like if you were running, they would never show how many votes you get.
Oh, right, probably, yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's like this guy, my friend Mary. I think she ran for state rep. I think she got
She
like
was
300.
here.
Yeah. I think she either got 200 or 300 votes. But there again, it's the same thing over and over. Everybody tells me I should run for alderman. I have more fun sitting here blasting them than I do running.
Right. It is a lot of fun here. It is.
If I can't do and commit myself to doing a job as an alderman or as a state rep, then I don't want to do it.
I don't blame you. I mean, look at this as what we could be who we are. If you're alderman, you got to watch your P's and Q's.
Well, that means how much power you have.
Well, that's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
You know.
But a new alderman, you'd have to for a couple of weeks anyway.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of surprised. I'm not going to mention name, but just one guy got up and left my friend John Hopwood's show because he was afraid of one of the aldermen.
You're kidding?
No.
Wow.
These aldermen have a lot of power.
That's good to know. I'll have to get some points in with some aldermen then.
Yeah, they have the power. They can do no wrong.
Wow.
You know.
You should run for mayor of Manchester.
No, I thought about that. No, I want that people like Glenn Argent who will never win. But my heart is going to go out to Victoria Sullivan. I hope she runs.
But if you ran for mayor and you'd get elected, you'd win, then you could give me a favor job.
Hey, there you go. I'll let you be the
A no-show job.
I'll let you be the treasurer.
There you go. A no-show job would be perfect.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
we'll go out for dinner. We'll charge it to the city.
That's it. I could be the code enforcement.
Yeah,
and,
there you go.
and force all these
Yeah.
diners and restaurants and sub shops and what have you to, you want to pass the code right here. Excuse me, I do like that steak there.
Yeah. I was
What a good idea, Norm.
Yeah, I was
No.
watching when I in the apartment building I was living in quite a few years ago, and I saw this white envelope on there, and the landlord said, "Don't touch that." Couldn't find out. The building inspector comes through.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not mentioning names because I don't want to get sued, but you cannot tell me that some of these people that are not on the team.
Oh, they are for sure.
And look
They
at the
sure are.
lobbyists. They make the people in the lobbyists pay good money for some of these people.
Big money. That's right.
Like Jim, that movie I was watching with Eddie Murphy when he ran for Congress and he won.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That was really good, and it really fits right into today's,
Does it?
environment. Yeah, I would like to say that I'm not saying anything bad, but I'd like to say that I would hope that most of our citizens that is representing us are honest and will fight for the people. But I can't say it because if you're going to fight to kill people, I'm sorry, I have a problem with that. If you're going to fight to take the Second Amendment right away, or if you're going to try to censor freedom of speech, I'm sorry,
no.
I can't do that.
Me either. Me either. I don't think it's going to happen. I think.
Welcome to North Community Corner.
Hey, this is Don Baldick. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing very good. How are you doing, Don?
I'm doing well. Hey, I'm supposed to get in the building, but I can't. Do you know how to help me?
Pull hard.
Pull hard.
It sticks a little bit today.
Yeah, he said.
I did. I pulled damn hard.
Okay. Okay. What's his name is on his way down to get you in here?
Say again?
Jason's on his way down to let you in.
Oh, someone's gonna come down and let me in?
Yep. And next
All right,
month,
I'll be
don't,
outside the door.
okay, don't forget, next month you're coming on my show. I
You,
think
not the dog. You.
both of oh yeah, the dog.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That dog is very expressive. Yeah. When he comes on a date, come on, I'll let you know. You can come on set with us.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He got shafted running for state U.S. Senate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like they had it all planned out.
They do.
They had it all. He's a retired general. This guy here.
Well, you got to get the people out there to do the footwork.
That's why they're doing it now. And one thing that I am going to encourage folks in Manchester, let's encourage Victoria Sullivan to run for mayor. Let's show her our support. And I tried to get her and Lisa Freeman to come on my show. And Victoria Sullivan cares about Manchester.
It's good.
She cares about the students. She cares about what's going on in this city. I know. By the way, folks, she does not know that I'm going to be encouraging her, as you know.
Yeah.
And I am going to encourage her to run for mayor. I truly believe if we all get together and get rid of that mayor that hides in the cellar and won't make comment, and she wants to make this a safe city.
Ah, come on.
Yep. So I'm going to encourage us to get together and promote Victoria Sullivan. Okay. Are you ready to go? You got a couple more minutes, but what's your last words?
My last words again is I can't emphasize enough. Call your politicians, local, state, federal, regardless of party affiliation. Anything that you don't agree with, that's upsetting you, call them and let them know. Don't just sit there and be complacent. Take action.
That's all you got to do, folks, is take and believe in your heart that you're going to do the right thing. Don't let anybody persuade you to vote differently than you want to vote.
I agree.
Follow your heart, follow your mind, and follow your spirit. And everybody, we're going to call forward, and everybody will see you all next week. be a winner today. And Dave, thanks for coming on.
And thanks for inviting me.
No.
My pleasure.
Yeah, we had fun.
We did.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. So we'll see you all later, folks.